Hello, I'm Luke, the Hard Times guy. It's been a little while since I posted a video, so you may have been missing me. You may have not been missing me, I don't know. But I've been busy. In today's video, I'm going to show you in part what I've been up to. I'm going to make a playlist and put this video, this will be the last video in the playlist. I've made a few videos already that covered some of the topics of what's in this video. The last one was Strength in the Grain, I think, was the name of that video. It'll be a part of the playlist. The one before that that's going to be a part of the playlist was 4 layers down in the kitchen floor. A title something like that. It might have had Squirrel in the title too, I'm not sure. And then quite a while ago, before this project was even thought about, even before I knew some of these people, there was a video called Projects, and I might put that in this playlist as well. I'm going to call the playlist the Barb Project, or I might call it the Liichauer Farm Project. Not sure. Doesn't matter. You can find it. If you want to look at the playlist, you'll be able to find it. It'll be one of those two. Kind of favoring the Liichauer Farm thing now. And this video is going to be called something like The Last Cowboy Song. And the reason I'm calling it that is I think this is the last time I'm ever going to do a project like this one. But this is about the project that I did for Barb at the insistence of Squirrel. And today you're going to see the culmination of all those things come together, and I'm going to unveil the project to you as I unveil it to them. I'm going to call the first part of this video the unveiling. So with that, let's go.
Look how tall that is.
Oh, I know.
Okay, girls, you ready for this?
Yes.
Good thing we didn't
Okay.
put my truck.
I'm glad we brought my truck. Yeah.
Wouldn't fit in mine.
But that's
For
tall.
the sake of my video viewers, I'm making a video, and these people sitting here, first of all, it's Sharon. I call her Squirrel.
You never use my real name.
Well,
Now they know.
now they know who
you're
I am.
Now they know who the Squirrel is. And then there's Barb, and I know her name too, but Barb's all you're going to get. And there's Laurie, and these ladies have come to see the unveiling of what I call the Liichauer Farm Cupboard.
Okay.
And we might call that the Liichauer Farm Cupboard. I don't know how they pronounce that, but it's Liichauer.
Liichauer.
Yeah.
Liichauer.
Okay. And so, having said that, we're just going to take the cover off of it and show you all the details that we have. And
Oh my.
That is really cool.
Oh, that is awesome, Luke. Oh my land. Look
that-
at the lettering.
How it all lines up perfectly. It just wraps
So,
around there. Oh
there
my
it is.
God. That's really cool.
I'll let you get closer to it in a minute, but I want to do some demonstrating.
That is cool.
Wow.
You can see first of all, these shelves they're removable.
Okay.
So if you ever wanted to just display the boards, you could take the shelves out
Oh wow. That's awesome.
or put them back in.
I just can't believe that.
These boards are your boards.
Okay.
That one's yours. This one's not. It's a counterfeit made to look like yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You would never guess.
No.
I would say it fits in perfectly.
The drawers, they got some kind of a red hue to them somehow, and I don't know how that happened. If I could fix it, I would, but I can't, so you're just going to have to love it like that. These are a different, you know, there was about 3 different kinds of boards. There were these, and then these, and then these. Of course, those doors, they're made to go with the boards, and this is a board, and this was a board, and that board right there is one of your boards, but it didn't have that rest of that G on it, and I had to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, you did all that, that's.
I made that. It needed to all tie together and blend, and
Wow.
so we did that. These doors are walnut doors off an old cupboard. So it's got this in the bottom. Those boards were really, really brittle.
I know. That's why I didn't know if you could even make
And
it.
when I started working with them, I started having trouble. Like I would cut one, and the board that I wanted was 3 pieces now because it had cracks in it that
Yeah.
didn't go all the way through. But when I cut the board to a length that I needed to get what I wanted in the board, it so
Yeah, I
things
believe it.
happened that I didn't know were going to happen, and so I had to do some things that were not what I'd usually do, like the bottom and the bottom and the shelf, and these shelves are actually 3/4 inch marine plywood. It's expensive stuff, but I needed something that was true and square and solid as a skeleton
Yeah.
to tie it all together.
I
And
know,
so I had
you
to do
know,
that,
boy.
that kind of stuff, rather than, this board right here is a primitive church pew, what piece of it's primitive church pew from about 1850,
What?
which
Nothing.
goes along with the house.
Yeah.
God.
This door, when you close this door, you need to close this side first because this one has an overlap on it,
Okay.
and then that keeps them both closed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now it's on rollers because it is really, really heavy.
Okay.
That's another thing about it. I was going to put this kind of a back in the whole thing, but to save weight, I put Luann board in the bottom half because you can't see it anyway. But I'll show you how easy it moves. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's.
So what if we
wonderful.
have to move it out
You have to move it.
to get to the?
You'll be able to move it. Now on this end, this too is,
Oh, I love that, Luke.
Oh, my gosh.
Cool.
That's really cool.
this is,
Don't, you're making me.
you're making me cry.
Oh my gosh.
This is also a primitive church pew from about mid-1800s. This board right here. It's one that I'd had for a long time and just hadn't had anything worthy of it. I used it in this.
Oh, that is
And
so
then
special.
I put my logo on it and signed it.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
And,
Oh my gosh.
and then I don't call it an original because it just is not what a Hard Time original is to me. It's got a Luann back in it. It's got plywood in it. It's not. So I call it a special edition in memory of
Oh my gosh.
Charles and Susie Liichauer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I thought that you probably wouldn't care that I did that.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey, what'd you think of that? Some poignant moments there, weren't there? Yeah, I think she liked the project. What do you think? And I intended for this video to kind of be about what you've seen, maybe a little more, and that'd be the end of it. But these girls hung out and talked, and I asked them some questions about some other things, and just one thing led to another, and so I got quite a bit of footage. And so I'm going to continue on and kind of share the rest of the day with you. It might make this a long video. That's all right. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, or you can watch it in pieces. But the next part of this video I'm going to call the grandparents. And you've already seen some part of that, but we're going to talk about that. It'll be a little short part. And so here we go.
For that?
All right, this is your grandparents, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Charlie and Susie.
This is Charles and Susie Liichauer. I'll when I make the video, I'll just have this picture will appear,
That's on the front porch.
filling up the thing. Here's some pictures of the boards, and we'll look at that too. These people were Joseph and Molly Harshaw, it says. And I didn't understand how they fit into.
They lived in the house.
They lived in the
Before
house at some
my
point
aunt
in
bought
time,
it.
before your aunt bought it.
She bought it in 1952.
So did they own it?
No, it has changed hands so many times.
But someone owned it, and they were
And
like
that was the
they
picture
were
of the
like
front
tenants
porch.
or renters
I
there.
think they owned it.
Yeah.
And he was a school teacher.
Oh my gosh, in your school.
This picture here is like when
That's-
it was still part of the floor.
That was
during
the
the-
dining room floor.
Yeah, okay. I'll make sure that we get all this in the, the video
Yeah.
takes some editing and stuff. And this, I think you told me it was the corner down past the house
Mhm.
there. That road, I guess, goes to,
One goes to Shoals and one goes to Lagodi.
yeah.
One
And
goes
see,
on
I
the
think
French
part of that
Lick.
sign said Lagodi. I think it said Lagodi on
Did
that
it? It
building
may have.
more than once.
They have.
Yeah, I tried to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See that TEE in the back?
Yeah.
I'm almost
Yeah,
certain that's said
It
Lagodi.
could be. Could be. I don't know.
And then I've got some pictures. I've got some pictures that Betty and I took of the house when we were there.
Oh, yeah.
And this couple, they were.
My grandparents' wedding picture.
That's the same people as.
Susie and
Oh,
Charlie.
okay,
That's the
that's
same
them.
people.
That's
again.
on their wedding day, and she was upset because her hair was messed up in the buggy ride
Oh, I
to
see.
get to the
Yeah, that's
church
the
or
same
wherever it
people.
was. Yeah.
Well, I'll get a
That's
good
the same
copy.
people.
I'll get a good copy of that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's them.
I'll get good copies of that in the video.
That's exactly how I remember. He was tall and skinny, and that's how I remember. And that was before we sided the house. That's the original siding on the house. So,
Right.
yeah.
She usually wear a baseball cap then.
Yeah, my grandmother liked to wear a baseball cap. When
That's fun too, wasn't it? These girls having a good time. Well, I'm going to try to wrap this up, but not just the project and how it turned out and some of the things leading up to it, but there's a few other interesting things that came up in the conversation that the girls were having, and so I'm going to end this video with what I'm going to call the Liichauer Farm and the project that came about because of the Liichauer Farm and Barb's grandparents.
Of
course, you'll have to- You saw how easy it is when you want to look at this end, which is in there against your electrical thing.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to.
But you almost need to display it somewhere else.
Oh.
Yeah, see that?
Oh, yeah.
You know that?
Well, so you can do what you
Don't,
want
don't you
to.
think, well, she
It's
needs
yours.
that
Yeah.
In the other corner.
When you come around here like this, then it's got another little thing that we didn't talk about, but I kind of did because of the way it was. It's got a secret compartment in the back of it.
Oh,
So
Wow.
Put a gun there.
if you wanna
okay.
hide your smoking
Wow.
material or
Yeah.
your money or whatever,
Oh, wow.
it's got that. You just it's got those two little tabs.
Oh, that is special.
You put it like that, and then it's got these little things that turn. And
Oh,
I wonder what they think of it.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love how it
Perfect person.
moves
Oh,
on
you
that.
did, girl.
Yeah, I told you he was the perfect person. I just had to wear him down.
Yeah. So glad you did. Oh,
Of course,
wow.
there's that end.
That is too cool.
Oh my gosh, that is just gorgeous.
There's some things about it, there's always something you do different and when you get done with something like this, and this is no different. I tried to save weight by not having these. If it wasn't for that, I would have just had like shelves in there. These drawers would have turned out better, but the way I did them.
I think it's beautiful.
I like
Okay,
it.
well,
That looks like you're sketchy.
I'm not ashamed
mate.
of it.
No.
No.
No,
But-
it would be
Oh,
gorgeous.
But
Wow.
It's gonna look so good in that room.
And I can remember some of those letters, you know.
Yeah.
I know when they took those boards up, they were just breaking them.
Yeah, that's why we didn't have a ton
That's
of
why
them.
we didn't, we couldn't
Because a
say.
lot of them just split when they took
They
them
were
up.
so old.
I also painted the Liichauer Farm on this board, but you can't, you gotta know that it says that because you can't read it because
Yeah.
I love that
if you
idea.
take this
Yeah.
drawer out, you can see, see
Yeah.
that what it did say, but, you know,
But
most
that's
people.
the perfect touch
Yeah.
to it.
Oh, wow. I love it.
That is really cool.
You are good, Luke.
That is
You
good.
are awesome.
Now that we've unveiled it, I want to talk about it a little bit. Already made a video, one video, I think, there might be two videos where we mentioned it, that we were going to do it.
Oh,
when
yeah.
We were
Yes.
talking about the negotiations of how we were going to do it and what might happen. And then you sent me these pictures and so.
It's just I'm always trying to preserve something from the house, aren't I?
And that's, you know, I love that because I like, you know,
Trying to keep
this thing is, well, look at how many times those boards that were your boards at some point in their history were a building. That was a building with a sign painted on the side of
a
it.
barn, probably.
It's like 7-inch ship siding, and somebody tore that building down, that old barn or whatever it was, and they stacked those boards up somewhere and saved them. And I just love that. I just love it that somebody did that. And then,
Well,
some point after that, someone that owned that house turned that barn into a floor in the kitchen of your house.
well, it was a porch. It was the dining room was an outside porch.
Yeah, and it
And
could have been
sloped.
even then.
Yeah,
That they,
I don't know,
they
yeah.
put those boards down on the, I'm glad, here's what I'm glad. I'm glad they didn't put those boards down and then paint them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
They put them down and there they were and you discovered them.
And they were, what, 4 or 5 floors down? They
I think
had
there was-
multiple
I think
floors
there
on
was-
top of them.
Yeah, I think there
So-
was 3 on top of it.
3 on top of that?
And
All
then,
right, 55.
55, yes.
Yeah, you found the,
And
I
you're,
have the abstract of
yeah,
it,
she has the abstract of
which
it.
is about that thick, because it's all the land and all the parcels that came together and all the millions of people that owned it. I mean, I can't even count
Now,
how
how
many
long has
people
it been
owned
in your family now, since your grandparents?
So my aunt bought it from my grandparents in 1952. So,
69 years.
yeah,
That's awesome.
so when did your grandparents buy it, do you know?
my aunt bought it for my grandparents.
Oh, she bought it for them.
Because they never really had any money. He was a farmer. And my grandmother had burnt down 2 houses prior to that. And so,
It's probably lucky this
Your
one's still
aunt put her
there.
in this magnificent place?
yes, and my
She
grandfather
might have
would-
burned it down?
No, my grandfather said, "You're never building another fire." He
Yeah.
wouldn't let her anywhere near the stove after that. One was a flue fire, and one she was sweeping up, and she got a coal in the broom and burnt that place down. So,
Wow.
so that's been a fear of mine, isn't it, Lori, for years?
And well,
Don't burn this house down, you know.
you kind of got a tendency to catch things on fire, so it's
Yeah, it's inherited, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you kind of
yep. I think they paid $1,200 for it and the 110 acres that went with it.
Oh my God.
And when they bought it in '52, it had 17 buildings on that property.
Wow.
17?
There-
$1,200 for
110 acres.
110 acres and a magnificent 2-story house.
It
built in
had
1950.
a blacksmith shop where my garage is. It had a little small covered bridge over that creek, which my grandfather burned it down. It was falling down and he didn't want to fix it. Had the barn.
He didn't have your grandmother burn it?
maybe.
It had a huge big barn, and it had chicken house, a duck house, smokehouse, a crib, the outhouse. I mean, and I don't remember all
And
of it.
smoke sh-
Woodshed,
yeah, and then right down behind, we tore down years ago.
the smokehouse.
Yeah, smokehouse.
Yeah.
And their duck house.
Yeah, duck. There was
Yeah.
all
Oh my
those buildings
goodness.
were there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's such history there.
Mhm. And I hated to take that barn down, but
It was fun.
it was falling down. I thought, well, I can save the house. It's like,
Yes.
and I have 5 first cousins, but I'm the one that inherited because my mother took care of my grandparents. Dad got out of the army, and we came back from Alaska and took care of my grandparents, and so that's how my mother inherited it, and then it was left to me, and I'm like, gotta take care of it.
Yes.
Well, you did a magnificent job of restoring it. When I went through it, I was
Yeah.
impressed by everything that they did. You did it right. And
I've
a
lived there
beautiful place.
since 1971.
I think you were speechless at times.
I'm never speechless.
Not completely.
You were looking, taking it all in.
Well, I'd like to get you girls over here, and I'm going to move it over there by my sign, and I'll move the camera and get the 3 of you in the picture with it, and
Wow.
I'll close my video with that. This video is going to take some editing, but
Yes. I absolutely love it, Luke. I mean,
It's really,
I truly do.
amazing.
it is.
It's
I
way
see.
better than I ever even thought it could be.
See, I beat you down, didn't I?
I just couldn't imagine that anything could be made out of those. Something told me to save them, though. I've been saving them all these years.
Until you found the right person.
Yeah.
Until what was it? My heart be still.
Yeah, I just couldn't. Well, I didn't know who to trust him to.
And
well,
You don't just do that.
You
just
found
pick-
somebody that loves stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
Thanks to
love
this
it.
girl.
And,
She found you.
well,
I just hung on to him long enough till somebody showed up.
I'm pretty sure.
once you came out here and saw all this.
Yeah.
I'm almost 100%. I'm 99.99% sure that that's the last time I'm going to do something like that.
Are you?
Not the last time I'm going to build something, but it's the last time I'm going to sit down with a client and say, this is
Yeah.
what you want, this is what, that whole deal, because
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
it's, I'm just getting too old to,
Well,
But you're an artist.
Yeah.
It takes a
I
lot of
can't believe how
time.
it just all.
Well,
just,
it's
you know what I mean? He made
Yeah.
it all.
you've obligated
Like-
yourself, and you got to satisfy somebody besides yourself, and
I told you, I telling her he's the perfect person, and then he kept telling me no, and finally.
I did. I tried to tell her no. She hadn't shown me the picture of those boards. She never would have got me to
Yeah.
change her mind, and then I still didn't think I was going to do it.
Till you
Until
saw
I
it.
got down there and saw the boards and saw the house and saw where it came from and where it was going to go back, and I thought,
One more
I'm
time.
going to do this one more time.
One more time.
If you'd have just sold me the boards, it would have never happened.
They were not for
I'd have made a
sale.
bunch of little things out of the boards, but
I was
Yeah,
just
I-
hanging on to them.
I'm pretty pleased with it. And like I
I'd
said, my
say.
daughter Shannon she loves it too. But
Oh, I bet.
it's yours to do what you want with. And
Well, it'll be left to this one, and then she can
Yeah.
decide what
I
she's
can
going to do.
tell her for sure where she can get rid
Oh,
of it
yeah.
if she ever wants to.
Right.
It's just so cool. I mean, it looks like all the boards come from there.
He
You know what
does.
I mean?
He does.
Yeah.
He's an
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah, to make it all match what the bit that we had, that was
Not money.
the colors and just everything on it. Yeah, it just.
Well, you see all this paint over here?
Oh, that's. You've been busy trying to get it to match.
Well,
just
I
to
mean, you
make it all
can't, you
look
know,
so old.
just like
He's good.
Yeah.
you can't. Old colors aren't one color. It might have started out being red, but in the end, it turned out to be 5 different shades of red and 2 shades of pink.
Yeah.
You know, that's how old colors do.
Wow.
Wow.
And whenever you go trying to duplicate something like that, that's how it is.
I mean,
Thanks.
You did a phenomenal job
You
matching
did.
it up, because it all looks like it all could have come
you
off
would
the
have
floor.
never known.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it was all boards that we gave, you gave him.
I can't wait to see. My thing is, when I get something for the house, I need it to look like it's always been there.
Yeah.
And that
You
looks.
can't-
That's gonna look
like
like
it-
it's always been there.
You can't tell
Don't
that's
I?
something new. That's what she
Yeah.
said.
It's got to look like
Yeah,
it's
it's gotta- yeah,
always.
that's
Buy
perfect.
something new and put it in there, and she'll be like, it looks like it's always been there.
Yeah, then I'm
That's
good.
the way. Yeah, especially with that house.
Right.
That house,
Yeah.
you can do that with that house.
Yeah.
just kind of like I have to have certain things to go with my house because it's a locked home.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if I put something in there, well, that's one out. It doesn't look right. But that looks like
It's kind of.
it's always been there.
Well, I've given a lot of stuff to my cousins already.
Yeah.
Furniture and things that were my grandparents, so,
Lori has to have that,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
especially if you move back to the house.
Yeah.
It's got to stay with the house.
That's
That's
what
what I
she was
said,
saying,
yeah,
needs to
that's what I
stay.
No
where-
offense, Luke.
where it
It's
came
got to stay with
from.
the house.
Can you imagine?
I mean,
those
I love her.
5
I love that
floors?
farmhouse.
Just keep putting more and more floors on?
Yes.
And there was what, 3 linoleums on top of that?
Yeah, and there was a floor under this. And
Yeah,
then
this was the basic
And yeah,
floor.
then 3 more on
3
top.
on
of
top, and then 3 or 4 linoleums, and I kept pieces of those little linoleums. Cause I remember them as a child.
It. Well,
Those I remember.
One of the linoleums was, it looked like it had a rug painted on it.
Mhm.
Like they painted the rug on, you know, with like the little fringe on the ends.
Really?
But it was just
Yeah.
painted on the linoleum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it
wow.
looked like a rug, but
Right. Well,
we never expected that when they started ripping it up.
no, but my grandparents didn't have a lot of money. You know, he was a farmer, and
He repurposed.
yeah,
That's
and
what
they
everybody
lived
did.
through the
Yeah, everybody
Depression, and you know, they were just,
Boards were still good. You don't throw them out.
yeah, they didn't throw anything
Well, my grandfather
out.
was the same way. I mean, to go to the farmhouse, they haven't touched it in years. I'd love to get my hands in there.
I still have all the original windows. You
Yeah,
saw 'em
I
at
think
the-
I saw them stuck
Yeah.
in, the,
Yeah.
up in your barn.
And I
there.
have that barn loft door. I know you're interested in that.
Don't you want that for the?
I've been trying to think about that.
Aren't you gonna put the grill on it?
I might, if I do, but that's one of my next projects. See where that little fish is hanging there?
Uh-huh.
That's a big hole because I sold a Hard Times original cabinet from that hole. And I've got a Mack truck grill on over in the barn that I'm going to make a back something to hang it on, and then I'm going to hang the whole thing
That'll
in
look
that
cool.
hole right there.
Yeah,
That'll be cool, too.
yeah. that would
You
be
should
nice.
see. Have you been to the other side yet? Oh, wait till you see his. And you should come see his booth too. I mean,
Yeah, it's a mess over there right now, but
Mm.
you can go look. Yeah. Well, hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, you stuck around for a while. That was one of the longer videos I've made. But we had fun. Girls had fun. I think Barb really appreciates how the cupboard turned out, and I'm kind of fond of it too. There's a part of that story that will always be a part of that story with our family about an arrangement I tried to make with Barb to get that cupboard back, but I don't think that's going to work out. It didn't. So my daughter Shannon, she'll be upset with that. But all in all, it's been fun. Everything worked out pretty good, and everybody's happy. Until next time. I'm a Hard Times guy.